All right, here we are at Tree Hollow. Taking a look at the yard on my move out walkthrough. We do see this bare spot here. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a soak before I leave, but the timers are all dialed back in and watering. So here's another little spot. I have to say, I was looking throughout the neighborhood here, and I would say most of the lawns have spotting like that. In fact, a lot of them are more significant than here. But either way, we'll make sure these continue to get water. The HOA knows we're watering it, and it does look like it's coming back. So I'll go ahead and go through my punch list with you here. Couple items. The tenants did clean the place and have the carpets cleaned. The place could use a little touch-up cleaning. I saw a few areas that were missed. And then there's a few little dark spots on the carpeting that I'm gonna have to compare to the move-in photos, kind of like here, to where I can send a carpet cleaner back to go over it. It's not quite to the point where we would need to replace it. If we did, we'd have to prorate it and charge the tenant a prorate based on a 7-year life, but something we can discuss. I feel if we go over it and spot clean it on the tenant's cost, then it's going to look good. All the blinds seem to be working well. There's one this screen here, and then one upstairs needs to be rescreened. The tenant will be responsible for that. I did find these little chew marks in the blinds. It's only 1, 2, 3. These 3 sets of blinds. And it's very subtle. So I'm gonna have to compare to move-in photos. I'm not sure that those were there when the tenant moved in. If not, we'll charge them for 3 sets of blinds. Unless these little slats can be replaced, which I don't think they can. I think you just have to purchase the blinds themselves. Let's see here. There are a couple light switches, I think 3 throughout the property, that are cracked. The tenant actually brought this to my attention and showed me how over time these started to stick and they would be difficult to press, resulting in them cracking. So they're cracked in the same fashion. At first it might look as though the tenant might have bashed into them, but she showed me what she was talking about as far as them sticking, and it makes sense over time. So we'll have 3 switch plates replaced throughout the property here, only 3 of them. Couple little stains you'll see here, fairly minor, but they are a little darker than the rest. Again, we can go over these again as a carpet clean. Excuse me, I'm just going over my list here, so there might be a tiny little delay. Showing you the kitchen and all that good stuff. Painting, there's no painting that I identified to be above normal wear and tear. It's all really minor stuff that's either from very small nail holes or something leaning up against the wall, whether that's a bed or furniture or a table. That stuff we can't charge the tenant. Whatever we could would be prorated. They'd only be responsible for a quarter of the cost if there was anything. But I didn't identify anything to be deducted based on painting. So I'll go ahead and obtain 2 painting bids for you just to assure that we're getting you the best rate, and I'll move forward with the lowest one to make the property rent ready. But on painting, no deduction from the tenant security deposit. Here we have the kitchen sink. It looks like from where this is kind of some of the surface is delaminating. You can see these little specks. Just a recommendation to have this resurfaced. It's probably about $150 and it would make it pop. It would look like a brand new sink bowl. So that's something to consider here. There's one bulb here in the chandelier that'll need to be replaced, so we'll have that replaced. And I'll go ahead and accompany this video with a list so you can see that. Let's see. This carpet looks good. There was one more bedroom with a couple little stains. Here in the bathroom, it looks like this linoleum has come up a little bit around the toilet bowl, so I'm going to have a vendor caulk around that for a fresh look. Seal up and caulk that because it's coming up a little bit. We'll make that look fresh. Also, this is an older toilet seat. It's starting to peel right here. It's cushioned. I would recommend, toilet seats aren't expensive at all. Maybe 15 bucks plus, install, if that. So I would definitely recommend. Looks like this might have been from the tenant. If it wasn't for this just being an old toilet seat and some tears already, we might charge the tenant, but it's just, I would recommend, regardless of this pink, replacing this anyway. So we'll get that replaced for a fresh look. We want the place to look great. We're showing. The tenant will be responsible for this here. I'll definitely be, after this video, reviewing some move-in photos just to verify all these charges, but that looks like one. There's actually another one I missed here. This downstairs closet track, super easy, simple repair. You can see this kind of moves here. This just needs a screw, so I'll have the handyman install a screw there to secure that. I don't think there was anything in here that I noted to have any issues. Here's the garage, looks good. And upstairs, let's see, I think there might be one or two little stains, yeah. On this second to top step here, you can see these dark marks. We'll get that cleaned up. Hopefully most of that will come out. This closet door, this guy here, it looks like the roller. When pushing it back, you can see that it doesn't slide at all. It kind of slides pulling it this way, but not pushing it back. It makes me believe this roller is messed up on the bottom right, so we'll have a handyman take care of that. Here's a little carpet stain. This will be a tenant charge. Looks like a bent screen here. Couple of the charges are rescreening. This one will just get a whole new screen since the frame is bent. Bathroom looks good. Oh yes, so the tenant pointed this out during our pre-move out walkthrough. It looks like these have kind of fried in here a little bit. Nothing we charge the tenants for, but apparently the socket to the light came off within this. So I'll see if a handyman can just simply get those out and we're good to go, unless this whole light strip needs to be replaced, in which case we'll have him do that. This bedroom was good. Couple things here. We'll secure this, these electrical cords, this cap here that fell off. We have the remote here. I couldn't get that in combination with the pull string or the wall switch to work the fan, so I'm going to see what a handyman can do. I tried for a few minutes here and just couldn't seem to get it going. Here's the rescreen the tenant will be responsible for here. These blinds, we may need to replace them. This does not adjust. The pull strings do not adjust. I've kind of yanked at it fairly hard. It's stuck in here. I'll see if we can have a handyman just take this off and see if he can get into the gears and loosen that. If not, we might need to replace those blinds here. That wouldn't be a tenant charge. Something jamming up internally like that. And I think we're just about done here. Let's see. Yeah, this bathroom checked out all right. So yeah, I'll go ahead again and accompany this video with a list via email, and we will talk soon. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks a lot. Bye.